Hello, my name is Frank. I'm here at the Leicester City football ground, where, of course, as you know, recently a helicopter crashed and they killed the owner of the Leicester City Football Club, who is Vichai. But of course, it's a very sad thing, but it happened and it's unfortunate. So when it happens, when death comes, where do we stand? I'm here to talk the Word of God. And of course, the Word of God is very important to every one of us, because that's what life is all about. And also, we don't know what life can bring today or tomorrow. So we have to be careful. We have to lead our lives in the right ways. I'm here to talk the Word of God. The Word of God, of course, here. I'm going to read to you the book of Ephesians, chapter 4, verse 32, which says, "And be you kind one to another, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, even as God, for Christ's sake, hath forgiven you." So in life, as we live in life, we have to be careful. You know, you can be a football fan, you can be whatever you do, you can believe in God, you may not believe in God, but you still have a life. And because you have a life, you still treat others with love. And of course, you also have to know that at one time in your life, you will die. In this case here, the football chairman, Vichai, of course, he actually died in a helicopter crash just here. This is where the helicopter crash happened. You can see on my right here, that's where the tent is, the white tent. In the white tent, of course, is a memorial where you can go and you sign as a register, as a remembrance. That's what's happening now. But of course, you can see also there are so many scarves around me from so many clubs all over the country and all over the world as well. And also you have to remember that, of course, football is an entertainment. Also, football brings people together, you know, and because of that, it's like, that's why there is a memorial. And also Vichai himself, he was a kind person, you know, as we have heard that he gave donations to clubs, to the club itself, and of course he also gave donations to hospitals, and he helped in other charities as well. You know, that's the type of person you got to be. That's why also, as a person, as kind as you might be, you also have to learn to forgive. You cannot have a grudge until you die. No, you have to know there is God and there will be judgment. And because of that, you have to be careful with your life. That's why here the book of Ephesians, it's very clear. It says that, be kind one to another. Yeah? And it says, be tender-hearted. Don't be hard-hearted. You keep a grudge for life. Why? No need at all. Also, don't look at others as bad, as worse than you. No, you have to compare yourself with your God. In this case here, it says forgiving one another. Forgive. Don't have that thing in your throat whereby you don't forgive for years. Where are you taking that to? You don't know when you're going to die. In this case here, the chairman, he actually left the stadium in a helicopter. The helicopter went up. The helicopter is actually basically like this, you know, as an example of a helicopter. That's the one, like, it lifted properly from the stadium. But then as it went, you know, it climbed. And then it actually, the way I look at it, it actually went and it banked a little bit too much. To bank is basically to turn on your side so that you can carry on. But it banked a little bit too much. And in the process, I believe that in the process, it stalled because it went over the angle where it normally would have to bank safely. So stalling, basically, like in a car, it stops going. But in an aircraft, it stops to grab. The rotors here, they stop to grab the air around it so that it can move because it banked a bit too much. And I also think that this rotor here, the stabilizer rotor, it also must have stalled. It's an accident. They're still investigating, but of course the outcome will still come. And in the process, the helicopter started to spin. And it started to spin and spin and a little bit more spinning, and it went down. And of course that's how they died. It's unfortunate it happened, but of course it happens. It can happen with anybody. It's not just the chairman for the Leicester City Football Club. No, it can be with anybody. And because of that as well, people, they remember Vichai because he brought change to Leicester City. He actually brought the Leicester City Football Club. It actually went on to do the Champions League. This is the scarf, one of them of course, whereby they went on and they played so well to the point that for the first time ever they went on to the quarterfinals of the Champions League. So that's quite a feat, you know, and that's the symbol for the Champions League of course, over here. And it's quite a feat because at the end of the day it's like it never happened for Leicester City before, and that's why everybody is remembering that. And of course people were happy with their jerseys and everything else, and they were very happy. And in the end, of course, you know, it's something you miss, something you really wanted. If it carried on, it would be very good. At the end of the day, he's gone. Only his legacy still stays, and because the legacy still stays, that's why a lot of people came, and they're still coming until now, whereby they actually are signing a memorial book, just as I told you. The helicopter, as I said, it's just behind the white tent which they have erected. Just behind it, that's where the helicopter crashed, and of course it went into flames, and it was quite unfortunate. So, as people, where do you stand? When you have plans for your life, you also have to know to say, God willing. As I said in the last video, we mustn't say I've got this plan for today and this tomorrow I'm going to work, I'm going to make a business, I'm going to go this and that. No, we have to know God is there, and we have to ask him, God, if it's possible tomorrow, can you do this? If it's possible. That's why even the Muslim people, they actually say inshallah, meaning God willing, I'll see you tomorrow, because you don't know. The people here, they departed from the stadium after a football match, and they wanted to go to Luton Airport, whereby there was a jet waiting for them, and then they'll take them to Thailand. That's why even here at the stadium here, there's so many flags. Some of the flags actually are Thailand. It's a Thailand flag. There are also other flags like Wales, also Scotland, and also there are flags from other countries like Portugal as well. You know, there's a link. So football, it makes people happy. You know, it links it. It's an entertainment, yes, but we have to know God also has to be in it. Be good to others, forgive others, because you don't know when your life is going to go. You don't know when God will call you. Because we are born into this world, of course we will at one point also die. Sometimes we die young, sometimes we die older. But of course, people were very happy. Champions League football came to Leicester, and of course it was a joyous time. What do you say? Of course, we always thank the chairman for the football club. So I'm going to take you around just to show you some of the clubs which actually have got flags here, and also they have their scarves around here. I'm going to take you around for now. But otherwise, you as a person, when you make your plans, let's make plans in the hands of God. Put them in the hands of God.